and pot belly, greasy face, Glock heavy. Feed it safe, talking shit, do not tell me. I don't wanna see that hate, all that shit do not help me. I'm just trying to plead my case to the most high. Pray I see the gates. I was about to Cancun, but we just got the house instead. Covered all of their payment, and now she got the bobblehead. Looking at me like dinner, she said she about to gobble lead. Pointed beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow lead. Pointed beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow it. Pack my bag with essentials, I can't forget the hollow tip. Niggas losing they mental, and Satan come demolish it. Niggas all on they menstrual and get the whining like a bitch. Just like iron, they rust. Niggas trying, they luck. Keep it real, everybody out here lying. Save us, steady raising dead. They was out here lying, then dust. Niggas on my head, so the brotherhood is a must. Any hood, I be riding with my brothers that I trust. Know I'm good, cause they slime with they fingers on the clutch. Money piling like I'm trying to make it stack in the rush. One west to the death, and that ain't even enough, cause I'm coming back. I ain't never done with that, going ahead and spread your lies. I'ma let you run with that, wanting me to spread the thighs. I ain't having fun with that, nigga, hell no. Now she wanna chop it up like a lumberjack. Got some exes popping up, trying to run it back. Want me come and hit the hole like a running back. If the Lord take a soul, ain't no coming back. On my soul couldn't fold like 100 racks. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga. The full Nicky on my waistline like a big nigga. No limit, I'm a tank, close game, hit different. We focus on who around, not concerned with who's missing. My boots digging, never been a house shoe. She don't like it, but she love me. I can tell when she want me. Tell, then I sit the body bag like a onesie. Dropping every day, let my feel clumsy. Through the pain, but we don't find shit funny. I know enough that I don't know shit. It's one thing I know this. Never bite the hand that feeds you, never lend a whole shit. We don't want half of the world, man, we coming for this whole but shit. But in the world, I was known to pack bags like a road I'm trip. In the den with the lions, I be living this in real life. Ain't everything, but you gon' lose your soul, that's a real price. Getting led by a coward, I don't know what that feel like. Black on black, toes to my head, I can't kill Christ. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga.
Kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun that would die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all tryna make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. You ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, this what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And another blasphemy of them, which say they are Jews. They are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
Backstage.
Yeah, nigga. Fake ass nigga.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the starter and I show her. She could never get a priest hoeing. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with that fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in a temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you'll squirm off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Come manager to get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I was talking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close combat. Nigga, I popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers
Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He was like, who is this nigga, man? Where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Hamma wa Aidya Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like, if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
Right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, like, afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire.
All right, shalom, Israel. Shalom. Yahweh Hashemi al-Shabarakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema al-Atam Hashemi al-Shah to the sisters. We are the ISUPK, start out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we've been bringing out the truth, the true identity of the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans of the transatlantic slave trade, the transatlantic and the sub-Saharan slave trade. You know what I'm saying? According to the Bible, according to archaeology, history, you know what I'm saying, biblical prophecy, we are the true descendants of those people. We are the true descendants of the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that we are the children of Israel, which are God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? We are not just, you know, N-words and all the bywords that they call it. We're not just YNs and all these different bywords that they call our people, but we are God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? There's power in that identity that your oppressor does not want you to have. Your oppressor does not want you to have any power over him, because then you would realize, you know what I'm saying, that he is inferior. You would realize that the devil that the Bible speaks of, the man that has caused the earth to tremble, is actually inferior. and you are supposed to be the ruling class on this earth. But with that identity, with that power, comes laws, statutes, and commandments. It comes with serving your God. You know what I'm saying? It comes with serving the black God. Not that white Jesus y'all be catching the Holy Ghost for up in that Christian church and jumping up and down like a fool. You know what I'm saying? Not that rocking Mecca that y'all be bowing down your head to the floor on a floor mat and getting a damn mark in your forehead from rubbing your hair on that mat too much, or kissing some stone in Mecca that everyone kisses. Like y'all just kissing each other at that point. That's pause. All right. It comes with serving the black God. You know what I'm saying? The God that wants you in rulership. You know what I'm saying? And Christ as well, your King Christ, which is also a black man with woolly hair. It comes with those things. It comes with knowing your identity, knowing your culture, putting down Christmas and picking up the Feast of Dedication, which we'll be celebrating or holding on the 14th of December. You know what I'm saying? A 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. It comes with those things. It comes with learning your true language. You know what I'm saying? Your oppressor whipped your language and your identity out of you, and he taught you the languages you speak today. He taught you English. He taught you Spanish and French and German and Russian, or any language the Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans speak today. That is not your original language. You know what I'm saying? It's time we come back to our original language, which is the Lashawan Qadash, which is the ancient Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? This is the language that our forefathers spoke. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, we're going to get into tonight's class, which is, of course, the Lashawan Qadash class. This is where I teach you how to read, write, and speak biblical Hebrew. Okay, the topic we have for tonight, we're going to go over the names of various insects. All right, so kind of as we're going through different animals, we've been through like animals, different mammals, we've been through birds, and now I'm going to cover the topic of insects. All right, now this is not an exhaustive list, but it does cover generally, you know what I'm saying, the insects that are mentioned in the Bible, and of course, the Hebrew names of them. All right, so before we begin, shalom to everybody that's in the chat. Or when y'all come in, make sure y'all put, you know what I'm saying, put a salute, put a shalom, put your registry in the comments, you know what I'm saying, as y'all come in. All right, but just to start, I see we got Kayala, Yahweh Shema, Allah Taba, Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema, Allah Taba, Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Mosiah Christ. All right, Kayala, could you state your registry, Baba Kusha?
Kayala, Bath Yahweh, Bath Yasharala.
Mosiah Christ. So Kayala, Bath Yahweh, Bath Yasharala. All right, meaning Kayala, daughter of Judah, daughter of Israel. All right, Mosiah Christ. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share my screen real quick and we'll go through the Hebrew alphabet. All right, so bada bing, bada boom. Let me do this. Let me close all these extra tabs. Hold on. Okay, bear with me while it loads. All right, of course, also if anybody has any questions while we're going through the class, make sure y'all put your questions in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'll get to any questions as we're going through it. All right, so let me, why is it going? Hold on. All right. While we waiting for my systems to load, Kayla, could you help me and go through the Hebrew alphabet for me from start to finish?
Abba, Gada, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Da.
Mosiah Christ, Mosiah Christ. All right, so for anybody watching, as the sister just went through, I managed to get the Hebrew up on the board now. All right, so Hebrew, the Hebrew alphabet, again, you're going to be reading from right to left. All right, so it starts with Ah. All the letters in Hebrew have an Ah sound, right? They have an Ah sound aside from one letter, which is I. That's the only variation. All the letters Ah, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa. And you get to I. And then back to Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. They all have that Ah sound, right? In ancient Hebrew, you'll have a lot of Ah, you'll have a lot of Ah sounds, right? And why the Jewish man's, you know what I'm saying, Hebrew, where he says things like shalom and He'll have vowels like an I or an E, all these various things. Why fake Israelites get caught up and keep saying Shalom is because of the Jewish man's fake Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? His bastardization of the Lashawan Qadash. All right. We in the ISUPK will teach you the ancient. We will teach you the old path. We'll teach you ancient Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? True ancient Hebrew. All right. So again, that's where you're going to have all your Abba, Gada, Hawazaka, so on and so forth. All those R sounds, right? So you won't be saying things like Shalom, right? You won't be saying things like Daleth, Fedor. You know what I'm saying? You'll know the ancient Hebrew. All right. So without further ado, what we're going to do over tonight's class is we're going to go through again the various insects that I've gathered and compiled together into a table. All right. Also, for anybody who might be new to class, you might be wondering, how do I state my registry? I've put in here the format of how you'd state your registry. Okay, so you do your name, you know what I'm saying, whatever your name may be, if you have a Hebrew name, or even if you're a young man or a sister, you know what I'm saying, new to the school, you can just put your name. Then you'd put Ban or Bath, Ban meaning son of, Bath is daughter of. All right, so of course, brothers would put Ban, sisters would put Bath. Then your tribe in the Hebrew. All right, so whether it be Judah, which is Yahawada, Benjamin, Banyamin, Levi, Lawyer, Simeon, Shemaiwan, whatever your tribe is in the English, convert it into the Hebrew. All right, so you want to know what your tribe is in Hebrew, so you can state your registry. Then again, you'd say Ban or Bath, Yasha'ala, which is Israel. All right, so that is the nation that the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans today belong to. You know what I'm saying? You are not Black, you are an Israelite. You are not a so-called Negro in America, you are an Israelite. You're not a Jamaican or a Trinidadian or a West Indian, you are an Israelite, according to the Bible. All right, so that's it on that. All right, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go through the list of the insects. All right, so you'll be learning the Hebrew names of insects. What I want to do, I think we'll just do it this way. So, Kaila, the first phrase I want to say is how we'd say creeping things. All right, so this would be like the general word for insects, right? Insects are the creeping things upon the earth. This could also, I believe, relate to things like reptiles, things that warp, they're real low to the ground, right? Real low to the ground, like you imagine a lizard, its belly is on the ground. It's a creeping thing. But for this class, we're going to be talking about insects. Right? But the word we can use for it is sharataza, right? Which if you notice, I already got ahead of myself. So, Kayla, could you tell us how we'd say creeping things in Hebrew, Baba Kushar?
Sharataza.
Sharataza, exactly. Sharataza, right? So as we going through the table, I want you to write, you know what I'm saying, write the, the type of insect we're talking about or the word. I want you to write the Hebrew in the English letters, like this is how we'd pronounce it, right? So Sharataza, and then I want you to write the Hebrew words, right? Using the Hebrew letters. So you can see over here on the right, we've got both Hebrews. So we have the Paleo Hebrew and we have the Assyrian Hebrew, which is the modern Hebrew. The reason I put this Hebrew is because this is what you will see in resources like the Blue Letter Bible or Bible Hub, which have an interlinear. It shows it you in the modern Hebrew. So what you'll then need to do is just convert it to the ancient. I'd go all the way back. All right, so creeping things, as Kayla just said, is sharataza. Right, you'll notice it's very similar to a word. You can tell me what is what the word sharataza. You can read my mind and tell me what that word reminds me of.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
Arataza.
Arataza, which means what?
Earth or land.
Earth or land, exactly. Right, and you'll notice it has a sha there. What do we know about the preposition sha? What does sha as a preposition mean?
Pertaining to?
Pertaining to, right? Pertaining to, like, for example, we have mayam, which means water, and we have shamayim, which is the word for heavens or sky, which in its transliteration would mean like pertaining to water. We have this word sharatazah, which is kind of like saying pertaining to the earth, right? Those creeping things, these things pertain to the earth, they're low to the ground, right? That's where you get sharatazah. Okay, so sharatazah is how we'll say creeping things. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all some time to write that down, and then we'll move on to the next insect. All right, just let me know when you're ready to move forward. Right, again, if anyone has any questions, by all means, put them in the chat. Okay.
Salaki, you wanted me to read the next one?
Khan, read the next one when you're ready.
Ant, namala.
Ant is namala, right? So the insect of ants, right? Ants in the Hebrew would be namala, all right? Namala. Okay, so I want you to write that down and write the Hebrew. All right, so ant in the Hebrew is namala. Let me real quick, let me see. Do I want to? I'll probably do it like that. Namala. I can show you the word. Let me see. Is it beneficial? Let me see. Who would like me as we going through it to show them the exit or like the reference in the Blue Letter Bible? Is that something you would like me to do, Kyla, or anybody in the comments, or are we kind of good to go just from the table?
I think it's fine this way.
Okay. All right, no sweat. So all right, so we got Sharatazah, the first creeping thing, right, is an ant, which is namala, right? Namala. Okay. All right. Yeah, so okay, all right, cool. So we got namala, which is ant. All right, Kayla, how would we say bee in Hebrew?
Dabara.
Dabara, right? Or dabara. Okay. Dabara comes from the word dabar, which a bee is known for like being organized, right? Matter of fact, this is one that I'll get the reference to because I like the I kind of like the word on this one. All right, so we got bees, which is where you get honey from. You can remember from the food class how you'd say honey in Hebrew. Let's see if anybody remembers. All right, while anybody is looking into that, the word here, right, you'll see in here it gives you dabawara, right? This word, this letter Y is something that the oppressor added, right, to make that O sound. You can see here, the oppressor, the Jewish man's pronunciation, he'll say Deborah, right? This is the same thing that trips up fake Israelites when they see how the Jewish man put like shalom in there, right? Added that Y to make an O sound, which is why the Jewish man says shalom. But if you go into it, you can scroll down, you can see right here, the word really, where it's like all shortened, just dabara, right? And you can see where it's what's the word? Where it's written in the verses, typically it's like dabarium is the plural, right? So that Y really isn't there in the ancient. It wouldn't have been there in the ancient. Okay, so the word is dabara, right? It comes from the word dabar. It says here in the sense of orderly motion, right? You know, bees have an orderly structure. They similar to ants, they work together, right? They work as a colony, right? So that's the word for bees, dabara. Okay. All right, dabar. Hold on. All right. Did anyone get the word for honey while we're at it?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Dabash.
Dabash. Excellent. All right. The word for honey is dabash. Right. Even on this page, you can see that right here. Dabash. This is the Hebrew word for honey. Okay. So you got bees, dabara, honey is dabash. Hold on. Share the wrong screen. All right. So Most High Christ, we have B, right? In a similar kind of category, I put this one next. The word for, really in the Bible, this is a word for hornet, but this can also include like wasps, right? Hornets and wasps are kind of in the same family. So I've put them here as well, right? So a wasp or hornet, similar to a bee, but doesn't provide honey and just stings the hell out of you, all right? So wasps or hornets, how would we say this in the Hebrew?
Tazara'ai.
Tazara'ai, right? Most High Christ. So Tazara'ai, okay, is how we'll say wasp or hornet in the Hebrew, all right? Tazara'ai, okay? Most High Christ. All right, what I'm going to do, hold on. Tazara'ai, okay? Whenever you're ready, Kyle, you can go through the next one.
Locust is Araba.
Locust in the Hebrew, which is Araba, right? Araba. Okay, so that is how you'd say locust, right? Now, that is the general word for locust. Now, there are some specific locusts that are mentioned in the Bible, or specific types of locusts, right? Like the bald locust is a type of locust that's specifically mentioned. But generally, the word for locust is Araba, right? So Araba is locust, okay? Now, where are we at next? The next one is kind of in a similar, again, a similar category to your locusts, right? So like locusts, I think crickets are in that same family, and you also have grasshoppers, right? I think cricket, like the word cricket, I don't want to get this. I don't know if I go into this, hold on, I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. As I was researching, all right, so you can see in Leviticus 11 and verse 12, it has, the locust after their kind, the bald locust, what I'm saying, that would be that specific type of locust, which the word for it is Sala'im. Let's take a slight detour. Let me go into this word. Salai. So Sala'im, right? Sala'im is the bald locust, right, which is an edible winged locust. Okay. Then you have, it says right here, the beetle after its kind. Now, where it says the beetle, I want to get that word, right? When I search it, sometimes it gives me, it's a kind of locust, right? A leaping creature, a leaping insect, and it puts beetle here. I've seen some sources that say this would be the word for cricket, right? But I'm not sure, and that's why I haven't put it in. And I don't just want to say this is the word for beetle because it seems to be specifically a kind of locust, which is why I've omitted this one. All right. But going back to it, the next, suppose type of, or in the family of locust we have is the grasshopper. Okay. So Kyla, how would we say grasshopper in Hebrew?
Kagab.
Kagab, right? Kagab is how we say grasshopper. Okay. So grasshopper, even, suppose grasshopper, hold on, I want to see, because I know locusts are kind of big, right? Locust versus grasshopper. I like to look at the difference, right? So as I look at this, I'm gonna share this tab. All right, as we look at this, the our locusts and grasshoppers. So all locusts are grasshoppers, but not all grasshoppers are locusts. Okay, locusts are a specific type of short-horned grasshopper. So I guess grasshopper, according to like today's time, would be the more overarching category, right? I want to see this as we're looking at it, right? Let me see a picture of a locust, just to have a look at it, right? So you got locusts right here, right? So as we're going through it, I really should have been doing this from the ant, right? But we'll do it from here. You got locusts, and then you have a grasshopper, right? So a locust is a type of grasshopper, okay? So your grasshopper is kagab, right? I also want to check this out real quick. Grasshopper versus cricket. What's the difference here? You know, crickets are loud as hell. That's what I know about crickets. They loud. All right. Let me see. Different mainly in the antenna, long and thin for crickets. All right. So a cricket might be in a different category. Crickets usually through the night, and grasshoppers are active through the day. Anyway, just a little, I suppose, a little research. All right. So let's carry on. So we're in grasshopper. We just did grasshopper. Oh, hold on. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the next one, which is a cankerworm. All right, Kayla, could you tell us how we would do, or what the Hebrew is for cankerworm?
Yalak.
Yalak. All right, so where you have like a qua at the ending, you almost pronounce that similar to a ka, right? So it would be yalak. Okay, excellent job, right? So I'm gonna show you an image of a cankerworm. Like, what is a cankerworm? Okay, a cankerworm here is a type of caterpillar. So similar to how a locust is a type of grasshopper, a cankerworm is a type of caterpillar. You know what I'm saying? It's the larvae of certain moths, right? So a cankerworm is the larva of you know, some moths. And it looks almost exactly like a caterpillar, right? They damn near, even the word for cankerworm in the Hebrew, there's like two separate words which both could either mean cankerworm or grasshopper. But this one is more common for cankerworm. The next one, which I'm gonna show you, is more common for caterpillar. All right, so let's get this next word, caterpillar in the Hebrew. Kayla, could you tell me how we'd pronounce this, Baba Kusha?
Kasayal.
Kasayal, right? Exactly, kasayal. Okay, so kasayal is your caterpillar, right? So your regular caterpillar that will turn into a butterfly, okay? Right, so you have the cankerworm, which is a type of caterpillar that will eventually turn into a moth, or like an inchworm. Is a canker, is a, what's the word? An inchworm is a type of cankerworm, and then you have caterpillar, which the word is kasayal. Okay, kasayal. Okay, now in that similar vein, so again, no Hebrew word for butterfly, but there is a Hebrew word for moth. You tell me how we say moth in Hebrew, Kayla.
Aish.
Aish. All right, moth in Hebrew is just aish, right? So this is, you know, what a moth is, what a moth looks like. Okay, different types of moths. Moth in the Hebrew is aish. All right, I want to quickly get this word. Hold on, system. Okay, so aish, you can see here, right? Aish, moth, right? Moth, and it comes from the word aishash, right? Which means to consume, right? Moths will, that's what they do. That's what they're known for, consuming things. Like they consume the fabric of your clothes. And the larvae, the caterpillars and the cankerworms, they are voracious. They have a voracious diet, and they will consume your crops, your clothes, anything they can get their hands on that's edible enough for them. Okay, so that is a moth in Hebrew. It is aish. Okay, let me know if I'm going too fast too, because I can slow it down. All right, I just want to make sure I'm going at the right pace. All right, so whenever you are ready, you can go through the next word.
Fly is zabawab.
Fly is zabawab, right? So fly in the Hebrew is zabawab, right? So you got 2 0. Okay, so let me show. There's various types of flies, right? So I want to go into, let me show you this, right? So you got, your regular like house flies, you got horse flies, which are way bigger. You got, various different types of flies. So I want to show the excerpt for this word, right? You got right here, zabawab. Right here, it says, from an unused root meaning to flit, a fly, especially one of a stinging nature. Okay, so fly moving to and fro in the air. Okay, and you can see times it's used. Dead flies cause the ointment of puckered sent forth. The dun shall hiss for the fly, so on and so forth. Right, the word for fly in Hebrew is zabawab. All right, zabawab. It says it comes from the root zabab. Okay, all right, so zabawab, and then let's get back to over here. Okay, so while we're talking about flies, there's a Hebrew word for swarms, right? Like swarms of flying insects. This could be, whenever it's hot out, and there's always like a swarm of those tiny little flies. This could be referred to as a swarm. You could have a swarm of like mosquitoes if you're in a tropical country like Jamaica. There's just a bunch of mosquitoes. These would be considered like swarming insects. Okay, so you could use the word swarm to relate to those things. Okay, so Kyla, how do we say swarms in Hebrew?
Irab.
Irab. All right, so the word for swarm or swarming insects is Irab. Okay, Irab. Let me quickly I want to get that over here too, so I can show you. All right, you got Irab. All right, Irab, it means swarm or diverse sorts of flies. So like if it's not like a regular fly, like I was talking about in, what's the word for fly? Zabawab, you could just refer to it as like a swarm, like it's diverse types of flies, right? It gave me an example one time, like a mosquito right here from it swarming. Diverse types of flies, you know what I'm saying? A species of fly, gadfly, that sucks blood. So matter of fact, let me look up a gadfly. I'm curious. It's a gadfly. I'm assuming it's very similar to a hold on. So this is apparently a gadfly. This is a blood-sucking fly. Okay, so things like that would swarm. Things like mosquitoes would also be considered in here. They got yeah, it's like a, hold on. It's a collection of noxious beasts as if a miscellaneous swarm. Yeah, right? So if it's just a bug you can't identify, even probably dragonflies might be considered in here, right? All those other swarms of various flies, okay, would be Irab Salakia. Okay. All right. Is it I know I'm going through between tabs, right? Is everyone following along, or does anybody need me to slow it down? Because I don't want anyone to miss the Hebrew words as we going through it. Okay, if I am going too fast, just let me know. Okay. Cool. All right, so we have flies, we have swarms. Swarms of various flies. Now, there's a word in Hebrew, which is a word for worm, right? Worm can also relate to things like maggots, right? It's a sign. It even puts in the Blue Letter Bible as the reference, which I can show you all in just a moment. It's a sign of decaying, right? So that would be things like worms, maggots, those little whenever you have something that's rotting and it's just it's got all types of maggots and mealworms and those types of things. These things that stink, like they smell awful because they are eating the dead flesh of like various things, right? They're eating dead things, and they smell awful. Okay, so these are your worms, your maggots. All right, and how would you say that in Hebrew, Kyla?
Ramah.
Ramah, right? So the word for worm or maggot is Ramah, right? I can show you over here. Okay, you have Ramah. It says from Ramam in the sense of breeding. Compare Rawam. All right, it says worm right here, maggot or worm as cause and sign of decay. Okay, so it says it comes from Ramam in the sense of breeding, like how they rapidly reproduce, right? Like somehow when something starts decaying, maggots just, maggots and those little disgusting worms, they spread very quickly, right? Very rapidly and consume, feeding on the decaying corpse, right? You can see worms here. You can see usage, the worms, hold on, the dust of the worms, so on and so forth. Okay, so that is Ramah, all right? Ramah in the Hebrew. Oh, I didn't mean to add that. Okay, so Kyla, let's get our next word.
Flea is Paraish.
Paraish, right? So another kind of type of pest, right? You have the flea, which in the Hebrew is Paraish. All right, Paraish. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Again, I like to show you the word and kind of go through what these resources, say this is, right? So you can go into the Blue Letter Bible right here. You see flea, okay? As an isolated insect, flea, okay? It's from its springing, right? So you can see the references, all right, where it mentions specifically a flea, right? The word is paraish. It comes from parai, which apparently means to refuse, uncover, so on and so forth, and aish, which is the word for moth. Okay, so in a similar way, I suppose the moth consumes, what do moths actually eat? Let me look this up. What do moths eat? I know there's always that thing where they say moths eat your clothes and eat this and eat that. I wanna get, what do actual moths eat? It says they feed on liquids like nectar, tree sap, rotten fruit, the solids. So they'll eat on plant matter, which is why, if you have clothes which are made from like flax, which a lot of ancient clothes was made from flax and plant fibers. They'll eat those. Grains, your food, they'll eat that. Animal-based fibers like wool, silk, and fur. Moths will, go to town on all your clothing. Every item of clothing, aside from maybe leather, it's probably a little too much. Leather's a little too much for them, but moths will eat that, right? So that's when you get the flea now, which has if I go back here, it comes from it says it's probably from this word and aish, right? So the moth comes from a word which means to consume, and then you have, let me see, this word to show lack of restraint, all right? To let go, to let loose. I mean, good night. So a flea is consuming and letting loose, right? A flea, of course, will ravage animals and all types of things. It'll consume the blood, and this type of thing. All right, so that's where you get the word flea, paraish. Okay. All right, and let's get back here. Okay, so we have another type of pest. Again, I tried to categorize them in what makes sense in the order. All right, the next type of insect we have is lice. Right, lice are the Most High plagued Egypt with lice, as well as locusts and frogs and all types of things. The Most High plagued Egypt, both the animals and humans, with lice. Right, lice are kind of, I suppose, similar to fleas. They're both tiny. They feed on blood. The parasites that cause itching, that type of thing. right? So let me even get a picture of a lice, right? Let me see. All right, so you got lice right here, you got a flea right here, right? So very, very similar, right? And they will you know, be on animals and humans if you get fleas and lice passed on to you from animals, right? That's why a lot of those oppressors, they children, you know, every day you gotta comb through their little hair, they comb through their head with a lice comb because they're playing with the dog all day, because you know the dog, because Rex is their best friend, and they're playing around with some beast that has fleas, and then they get fleas and lice in their hair because you know it's I mean it's good money. It's good money for them fleas. They can traverse very easily through an oppressor's hair and on their scalp and all types of things, right? So you got flea, which is para-aish, and you have lice, which is what?
Kanyum.
Kanyum. All right, so lice is kanyum. All right, so like the Egyptians were plagued with lice. Your oppressor, which is you know, the Bible says that Babylon is modern day Egypt, you know, spiritually Sodom and Egypt. That same man is plagued with lice today. He's plagued with lice and fleas. All right, like in his caveman days, he would pick lice, would pick lice of another oppressor and eat them. Yeah, that's the same devil. The same slave master that had the children of Israel in slavery in Egypt. It's not the same slave master, but it's spiritual Egypt. All right, let's carry on. The next word we have is spider. All right, so apparently, I don't know if a spider is technically called an insect, but I'm putting in this category. It's like the last two. Look this up. It's like they'll say it's not an insect, it's an arachnid. It's an insect to me. It's a bug. All right, it's something you get a slipper. You know, when your rib is screaming because there's a spider in the bathroom, go ahead, get your slipper, your house shoes, your chanclas, and handle business like it. All right, I know your sisters be scared of these spiders, but how do we say spider in Hebrew?
Ikabiash.
Ikabiash. All right, Ikabiash is how you say spider in Hebrew. All right, so next time, sisters, you see a Ikabiash in your bathroom or something, or in the kitchen, and you scream at the top of your lungs and call for your husband, you can say the Hebrew word for it. He's gonna look at you and say, what the hell are you talking about? You say, all right, it's a spider. But you can say the Hebrew word for it, which is Ikabiash. All right, Ikabiash is spider. All right? It can also relate to a spider's web. Okay, but you know, it's the Hebrew word for a spider. Okay. All right. Also, shalom. I see some of y'all checking in. I see a young man. The young man Raheem. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. I see Tazapwan in the cut. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Okay. All right. So we have spider, and the last insect, which again apparently is not an insect, but I'm putting it in here, is a scorpion. All right, a scorpion. How would you say scorpion in Hebrew, Kyla?
Iqarab.
Iqarab. All right, Iqarab is how you'll say scorpion in Hebrew. All right, so let me look up let me see. I think we all know what a scorpion looks like. I want to look up the word in the blue letter Bible real quick. All right, so we got H. I made a notes of all these so I can refer back to them. All right, so we've got Iqarab, which is a scorpion. Okay. Scorpion, apparently quadrilateral, Let's see, scorpion. Okay. So you'll see where it's referenced, fiery serpent, scorpion, so on and so forth. It's a scorpion which you do not want to come across. You don't want to come across a scorpion. You don't want to come across certain spiders, all right? But, you know, to get the insects, all right, again, this is not an exhaustive list. You can go more in depth like we saw specific types of locusts. But for the general overview, these are the insects that are, at least the ones that are mentioned in the Old Testament, which is where, of course, it's written in Hebrew. Okay, so we have The general word for creeping things, which is Sharatazar. We have ant, which is Namala. We have bee, which is Dabara. We have wasp or hornet, which is Tazarai. We have locust, which is Arabah. Grasshopper, which is Kagab. We have cankerworm, which is like the larva of the larva stage of not larva stage. It's like the caterpillar to a moth, right? That's a cankerworm, which is Yalak in Hebrew. We have a regular caterpillar, which is Kasayal. We have a moth, which is Aish. We have a fly, right? So a general fly is Zabawab. Then we have swarms, right? So it could be swarms of flies, a diverse, various different flies would generally be called Arab. All right, then you have the words for worm or maggot, those little like mealworms, maggots, those disgusting things that you always find in rotting fruits, flesh, all types of nasty stuff. They stink. Ramah in the Hebrew. All right, then you have fleas and lice, which are kind of in the same similar category. Para-aish is flea. Kanyam is lice, which is in the plural. All right, you have spider, which is Ikabiash. This is the insect that you hate to see, but it will actually help you with the flies. It will actually help you with those little bugs that you don't, also don't like to see. It's just a shame they look, they don't look friendly, especially to sisters. All right, but spider in Hebrew is Ikabiash, and you have scorpion, which in the Hebrew is Iquarab. Okay, Iquarab. All right, so with that, what we're going to do is we'll take a very quick song break while I prep for the second half of the class where we'll go through vocabulary. I'll be right back with y'all in about 3 minutes. I'll play a 3-minute song. All right, and we'll be right back.
Dear hater, you for real hater? Must not be on like you say, must not be getting no real paper. One West, nigga. Dear hater, you for real hater? Must not be on like you say, must not be getting no real paper. Nigga can't have more than you know them niggas will still hate you. Damn. Those are characteristics in a pussy nigga nature. Talk that shit behind my back, but be on mute when it's a facial. Smiling in my face, but you can't hide all of that hatred. I'm too silent, you a snake. I see that shit a mile away. Man of war, and I'm not sorry, blame that shit on UPK. Pussy ass nigga, you a pussy ass nigga. Oh, you confused, you think pussy ass nigga. This ain't drag racing, why you got that drag with you? I'm a bad kidder, pull up with 2 bad bitches. Masculinity be the reason she into me. She say she loving all that big priest energy. Don't remember me when I step in the facility. I'm screaming ISUPK, fuck the enemy. Oh, hey, this that One West world shit right here. Think I ain't got the bitch on me, you tripping, homie, that bitch right here. Brown liquor, don't sip that clip. Cloud of vision, let's get shit clear. I ain't even fucked around, homie, put the crown on me, yeah, this my year. Yeah, and I do this shit for my niggas who solid. I ain't resent for I truly acknowledge you ain't in this truth and you ain't in this body, cause bitch you one body. We see it coming cause we really prophets. Oh, want you about it, but you didn't stop it. A hard head make a soft fast, I guess that's why you stop with your soft ass. Hood nigga that can outclass bougie bitches who talking about class. Soon as you cut a motherfucker, they be like, why you talking to me like that? Valuable lesson. Before you judge, I will check the reflection. Real love is correct. Real love is perfection. Ain't a flaw in it, this is raw business. Brotherhood is a weapon. Fuck around and get stepped on, try to step, watch how you step. Fuck around and get stepped on, try to step, watch how you step. 10 times out of 10 when we get it in, nigga, it's a win. If you ain't in the UPK, then nigga, it's a sin. Cause it's only one body, one truth, nigga, one spirit, yeah, one God. But when the shit hit the fan, pussy nigga ran, they got in the win. When niggas saying he was down, when really the nigga switch. Niggas saying he a ride for you, when really the nigga snitch. Really the nigga quit, hey, really the nigga bitch. Yeah, and I'm just telling you the truth about it, this ain't even a diss. Yeah, this how them niggas be acting. Talking that shit like they really be about it, but when it come down to the action, that's when you find out that they lacking. That's when you find out that they acting. And fucking with my niggas, it's a short way to end up in the casket. Bitches us against the masses. I don't mind getting dirty, but watch how I clean it up when it get nasty. I lift that Nina up and get the flashing, just cause I love my niggas with a passion. Yeah, oh, just cause I love my niggas with a passion. Borders are blue and fringing for the fashion. Yeah, you understand me? We standing tall on what we believe in. Yeah, either you stand on something or you fall for anything. Believe that. Look, and if you standing on the wrong, falling anyway. One West, Lost Tribe.
Okay. All right. So we're coming back in. Are we getting ready to do the vocabulary? All right. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to stop sharing my screen and share it again. Y'all give me 1 sec. Stop sharing. Okay. And then let me do this. So we're reading from the book of Numbers. Numbers, what, 2 and 18. Let's get that up. And hold on. Hold on, y'all. Numbers. Was it? Am I tripping? Numbers chapter 2. There we go. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's share that. Share screen. Share the entire screen. Okay. So, where are we at? This one. All right. Numbers chapter 2 and verse 18 onwards. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. Hold on. I just want to align these in the center. Okay. So, Numbers chapter 2. Why are they doing this? I'll select the interlinear. Okay, interlinear. All right, Numbers, there we go. All right, Numbers 2 and 1, but when it goes down to 18, click for chapter. Numbers 2 and scroll down to verse 18. Okay, so scroll down again. It starts with the word dagal. All right, dagal. Let's get into this word. All right, dagal is a word which means banner, flag, or standard. Right, standard. I think in the what's the word, like, what is a standard in like ancient terms? What is a standard in like biblical definition? It's probably let's do this. The biblical definition of standard. Okay. So a standard refers to a banner or a flag, right? So I want to show you, it's not like how we would say standard today, right? A standard is a banner or a flag. In order to show it here, right? Right here. Physical banners or flags, dagal, not degel. Again, we're teaching the ancient Hebrew, okay? A symbol for rallying people, so on and so forth. So that's what a standard is, okay? It's a banner, right? A banner or a flag, okay? Well, we're on this one. Okay, so we have the word dagal, right? Something like here, caps lock it too. Dagal. It's a word which means banner or flag, okay? Or in like Old English, the word standard, right, which really just means a banner or a flag. All right, then you have makana, all right? Makana, let's get this. Makana, makana. Okay, this is a word which means an encampment, an army, a host. All right, so let's see where it's mostly translated. It's mostly translated as a camp or an army. Okay, so an encampment definition here, we'll use this. So I'm put encampment or a camp. All right, that word really just refers to like a army or a squadron, right? Like a host. Okay, a camp or encampment. All right, you see camp of armed host. Okay. It says here, hold on. You could also have this refer to a caravan of travelers. Okay, but when we're talking about Genesis, Exodus, and so on and so forth, it's a you know, it's like a large group, right, encamping. Okay, so you have, it says right here, the forces, right? So the encampment hold on. So the flag of the encampment of Aparium, which is Ephraim. Okay, so Aparium is Ephraim's name. Ephraim. His name means what? Doubly fruitful. I go into it on Aparium. Double fruit. Yeah, doubly fruitful. Of course, you have Ephraim was the second born son of Joseph, right? So we had Manasseh, which name means like made to forget, where he was made to forget his sorrows that he had in Egypt, the fact that his brothers sold him to Egypt. He had Manasseh. Then he had Ephraim, Aparium, which means doubly fruitful. He had a second son. Okay. All right. Then we have La Tazaba'atham. Okay. So we have La here as a preposition. Okay. La is a preposition meaning two or four. You have Tazaba'a, right? Which is going to be the word here for, let me do this first. 2 or 4. Tazaba'a. Okay, Tazaba'a is, again, I think we had this word last week. I want to say we had this word last week. It's a host, an army, a large group of people, right? For the most part, yeah, host works, armies. It can relate to a war as well. Like a war is a massive gathering of people. They are fighting, right? So Tazba'a is the word for host. I'm gonna put army as well, right? Host, army. It says right here, army, war, or warfare. Let me see. Where it comes from Tazba'a, meaning to wage war. All right, so that there's like a noun for it, which is the army themselves. And then apparently there's a verb for Tazba'a, which means to make war or to assemble a host, right? So just think of it the same way Tazba'a is a host or an army or a war. The verb would be to gather together as an army, to go to war, to to make war, so on and so forth. Okay. All right, I'll do that as a noun and verb. Let's separate it like that. Noun, and then let's do Tazaba'a as a verb. Okay. This word means right here, like to assemble, to wage war. Okay. I'm gonna put to assemble. And to mass an army of servants, or to mass an army or servants. Okay. I'm gonna put to assemble a host, or to assemble an army. No, I'll leave it as that. Or to make war, or to what was the word it used here? To wage war. Yeah, to wage war, we'll use that. Okay. To assemble a host or to wage war. Okay. All right. So La Tazaba'atham means to their hosts, right? Or according to their hosts, according to their armies. Okay. Then you have Yama, right? The root word here is just the word Yam, which means west. All right, it will mean west or sea. All right, because where we were placed in Jerusalem, and you can see it here, sea or west. When we were in Jerusalem, the sea was to the west of us. Okay, so that became the word for west, right? Like you just think of it as to the sea, or you know, in old ways, you might not say, if you didn't have a word for east, you would just say like the direction the sun rises, so on and so forth, right? The direction the sea was, that became the word for west. Okay, then you have wa, wanashya'a. All right, wanashya'a. Let's get this word. Nashya'a. I think this is also a word we did came across last week. Nashya'a. Or is it nasha? Hold on. Let me see where the root is. So it comes from nasha'a. So nashaya'a. Right? Is how we're gonna do this one. I think that's how we did it last week. Right? Let me actually do a quick search for this word, because I want to make sure there's consistency in how I'm. Yeah, nasha. No, that's what we just read. Nashaya'a, ruler or leader. This is what we did last week, right? Let me see if this is underneath the yeah. Nashaya'a. Okay. Consistency. Okay. What's this third one? What the hell is that? What is this? I think I just pasted. Oh, okay. Slack yo. All right, so Nashaya'a, right? Nashaya'a, which is a leader or a ruler, right? Matter of fact, let me just literally keep that. This is what it's doing. This. It just pasted the word. What did we do for last week? Ruler or leader. We'll do the same thing here. Okay, that's in its essence what it means. It's a ruler or a leader. Okay, so this is the leader of, we're talking about an army, right? This is a leader. It says La Banya, right? Again, La means two or four. We have, let me cut this off. We have, hold on. Why is this gone up here? Move this down. Select here, y'all. Okay, and now show you, then we have Banya. Kyla, what does Banya mean?
Sons or children?
Absolutely. What did I just do? Sons or children. Okay, sons or children. All right, so we have Banya Aparium, which is the sons of Ephraim. All right, so this was a leader of the sons of Ephraim. His name, Allah Yashamai. All right, Allah Yashamai, which means you have Allah, which is God. You have Shammai, which means to hear. So this is like another way of saying God hears, right? Similar to Yashamai Allah, which is the name of Ishmael, right? Which means like he is heard of God. You have this brother who was a Ephraimite, which is your so-called Puerto Ricans today. All right, his name was, it says here, Eli Shama, right? Which in the Hebrew is Allah Yashamai. Okay, his name means God hears. It says right here, God of hearing, but that's the Jewish mind trying to translate how we would name. Like that doesn't make sense. God of hearing. This man is not a God, he's a man, right? So Allah Yashai, it would really mean God hears, right? Or heard of God. The same thing with Shammai one, right? It's that word Shammai, or I don't think Shammai one means God hears, but it means heard, right? You have Yashamai Allah, he is heard of God, right? Allah, Yashamai. I'm gonna put name Eli. Hold on, Eli Shama would mean God hears. Okay, God hears. Okay, then we have ban. All right, ban, of course, is the singular, so it just means sun. Okay, we have another name, so let's get into it. All right, so I'm Yahawad. Okay, so I'm Yahawad comes from I'm, which means people. Hawad, which means splendor. Right, so I'm. Let me get this here. Right, so I'm Yahawad. Okay, let me see. Splendor. Yeah, Hawad. Okay. All right, so people, splendor. Definition here, right? My kinsman is majesty. Okay, so that's another way of saying that. Let me get here. Name is it's in English is Amihud. Okay, so of course, you know, and then we have the meaning. So people or like person, right? The translation here of kinsman, that's kind of how more like how we would talk. What I want to do, let me get a reference here in the Blue Letter Bible. All right, H5989. Get a quick reference here. Okay. All right, so I'm Yahawad. My kinsman is majesty. Okay. Or my kinsman is of splendor. Or my kinsman is what's the word? Like royalty, splendid, grandiose, you know, those type of words. All right, so I'm gonna put I think this works. Like I don't like the phrase my kinsman is majesty, because that doesn't make sense to me. All right, I'm gonna put it's to do with the kinsman, and then let's go into this splendor. Like people, you could even say majestic or honorable or glorious. That's kind of more the meaning. So I'm gonna put why can't I scroll down here? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Refresh my entire thing. Okay, Slack here. Let me click. Okay, so I'm gonna put my kinsman. Let's capture it. My kinsman is splendor. I'm gonna put my kinsman has splendor. That would make more sense, right? Or my kinsman has vigor or glory or honor, right? That's what we're gonna put that as. People of splendor just don't really make sense. All right, so wa. All right, so we have wa here as a preposition. We also put the preposition here for la. Okay, wa as a preposition means and or a continuation. Okay, continuation of what's being said. We have tazaba wa. This wa at the end. So like wa as a suffix, which is a fancy way of saying it goes at the end of a word, like jump and jumping. Ing is a suffix. All right, so wa as a suffix in Hebrew. So I'm gonna put suffix right here. It's really just a fancy way of saying it goes at the end of something. Okay, it means his, he, or it, or him. Hold on. It can also be him. So I'm gonna put that in here too. His. Let me see. Not necessarily he, actually. So it'd be more his, him, or it. Okay. Then we have wa paquad yaham. Okay, the root here is paquad. Remember this from last week, which means to number, right? It means to number or tally or count. Hold on. Let me get what we did last week. Because I know we had. They keep doing that. Hold on. Control F. Quad. Right? It means to number, to visit, or to appoint. So let me put the same thing here. Okay. To visit or to attend. All right. Let's put that here. All right, to number, to visit, or to appoint. Okay. So Paquadyaham, the number of them, right? Let's see. Arabayim. All right, Arabayim. This is the number 40. All right, 40. Then we have alap. This is the word for thousand. Thousand. Okay, then we have wa, meaning and. You have kamash, which is the number 5. Okay, then you have ma'awath. The root here is ma'ah, which means 100. Okay, so you got 5. This would be like saying hundreds, right? 500s, 500. Okay. All right. Wa. All right. Is this Isle or Isla? This would be Isle. Slacky, yeah, Isle. Isle. It's a preposition, but it means upon, over, like Shema, Islatha, watch over you. Okay, it can also be against. All right, like you could be leaning on a wall, upon a wall. You could be leaning against a wall, right? We have here the word mata. Mata means tribe. It's like tribe, rod, or staff. Pretty much the same as the word Shabbat. I remember going through that last week. So I'm gonna put tribe / staff. Let's do that. Hold on, let me see. Is it? I think it's rod more often than it is staff. No, tribe, staff, or tribe. So let me see. Yeah, it's staff more often than it is rod. So I'll do tribe or staff. Okay. Then you have Manashah, right? This is Ephraim's brother, Manasseh. Manashah. All right, name. Manasseh. His name means like made to forget. What does it say here? Causing to forget, made to forget. Okay, this is your so-called Cubans today. Okay, matter of fact, let me put, okay, I'm putting bold right here. This is your Puerto Ricans today. You so-called Puerto Ricans. Okay, then you have Manasseh is your so-called Cubans. Okay. All right, Manashah, Wa Nashayah, so I'm the leader of the sons of Manasseh. Then we have Gamal Ya'ala. All right, Gamaliel Allah. Okay, so let's get this word. All right, Gamaliel Allah, which is another name. Gamaliel Allah. Okay, it comes from Gamal, which means to recompense, to deal fully, to wean, to requite, to reward. Okay, to retreat a person. Let's see, deal bountifully, weaned. This wean is throwing me off. Right, but it would mean to compensate, to reward, to repay something. Right, so it'd be like rewarded of God. Right, rewarded or reward of God makes sense. Right, so let me do so name name. The name in the English is what? Gamliel. So it's Gamaliel here. Which one? What? How did you do it in the Gamaliel? Right. So why is giving me Gamliel? Gamaliel. Okay, his name means reward of God. I'm gonna put rewarded of God. That speaks more to me like how we would name a child, right? Even if you're saying I'm rewarded of God with a son, that's kind of how more you'd say it, right? Rewarded of God. Okay. Ban, and he was the son of Tazawar. You have Padah, which is a separate word meaning to redeem. Then Tazawar is the flock. Oh, sorry, not the flock. It says Tazawar, a rock or a cliff. Okay, so this will probably be like the rock has redeemed, right? It says right here, good night. A rock, i.e., God, has ransomed. This is why you can't go off things like the Blue Letter Bible or Bible Hub, because that don't make no sense. A rock has ransomed. Okay, the word padah means to redeem, to ransom, or to rescue. So it would be like the rock, which is referring to the Most High, the rock has delivered, right? Or the rock has redeemed, okay? So that would be, let me get it here. So Padah Taza War. Padah Taza War. Okay, name. What's the name here? Padah Sir. Let me see how he puts it in the verse again. Padah Zer. It's not that important, but this kind of let me do this one. Padah, since it's the Taza, it would be more the kind of it really don't matter how we spell it in the English. It don't really matter that much, to be fair. Padah, but I'm gonna put this one. TSPEDAHTSUR. Okay, cool. His name means the rock has redeemed. Okay. Not a rock has ransomed. Good night. All right, so what tells about okay. And his army was numbered at, we have Shanium, okay. Shanium, so again, this is the new words we have. Shanium is the number 2. Okay, you can have either Shania or Shanium, depending on the context. We have Wa Shalashium. All right, Shalashium. What number is that, Kyla? Shalashium.
7.
7 is Shabai.
8.
That's Shamana. The word we have is Shalashiam.
6.
That's Shasha.
Shalash?
What number is Shalash?
I thought I know.
No sweat.
There's only so many numbers that have the SH going on.
We have Akkad 1, Shania 2. What's 3?
Oh, Shalash.
Shalash. So
Why
what's
is it so
Shalash
high
Yum?
Okay. Like third, the other version of the numbers.
That would be Shalayashia. Whereas what we're looking for now, like Arabai is 4, Arabayim is what from earlier?
30.
30 for Shalashium.
Jesus.
Right?
Okay.
So Shalashium is 30. Okay. All right. So 30,000. So we have 2 and 30. So 32,000. Then Wa Ma'athiam, which is how you'd say 200. All right. So Ma'ath Yam is specifically the number 200. The same way like Aisharayam is 20. It's like saying 10 twice. Ma'ath Yam is 100 twice. 200. Okay. 200. Right. Then it would just go to like it did earlier. It did what Kamash Ma'awath. It would have, Shalash Ma'awath 300, so on and so forth, right? Okay, cool. Now we're on 22. All right, so the tribe of Benjamin, Banyamyan. So let's get that. Banyamyan. Name, of course, Benjamin. And his name means son of the right. Right? Son of the right. I always make this joke with like my registry. Ra'al Ban Banyamyan is like, if you was to transliterate that, it's behold the son of the right, son of Israel. I always found that funny, or son of the prince of the power, right? But Banyamyan, Benjamin means son of the right. Okay, we got Wa, and now so you ask, we're gonna have the leader of the sons of Benjamin. Let's see, Abba Yadan. Let me go into it to get the roots. Again, looking at the roots is always that's always gonna be how you pronounce a word. It's gonna help you, right? If you just see this, it's kind of hard to say, right? I know sometimes it gives these pronunciations, but these pronunciations is again the Jewish man's pronunciations. So you don't want to rely on that. You want to look at the root. So the root here we have Abba, which is father. And then this word here for judge would be Dan, right? I'll go into it. It says Dayan, but really the root here, if I see it, it's like the name of Dan, right? The perfect here means it's already happened, right? So this would be like judged. So that's Dan. Okay. So it should have this word in its perfect form, and then you add things to make it present tense, plural tense, causative, so on and so forth, right? So really his name, as you can see, Abba Yadan, right? Abba Yadan, which would be like the, this would make sense here. Father of judgment, that would make sense here, right? So Abba Yadan, okay? Name, how's it spelled in the English? Put Abidan here. What's it? Abidan. Okay, I'm cool with that. Abidan. Okay, his name means father of judgment. Okay. All right. So here's the son. So Ban. And we have Gadinya. So Gideon I or Gideoni, right? So Gadai is the root here. So Gadinya. Let's see. I don't think it would be Gadai Naya. Let me see something. Gadai Abayadan. I think it's just like an extension of Gadai. Gadainia. Okay, so Gadainia. So name. This is Gid. Okay, here it says Gidoni. What does it say in the verse? Giddy. Okay, let me just. It's. I don't like the inconsistency, but that is, that is the oppressor. He adds confusion to what would otherwise be simple. Okay. So his name would mean, comes from Gadai, which means to cut down, to hew down. Okay, to chop off, chop down. Says here the name means warlike. Okay, what's this? Gideon, Gadai one. Gadai one is a similar name, right? Meaning this would make sense, right? A fella, right? Somebody who cut down, right? So if it by extension would be a warrior, that would make sense, right? Because a warrior goes and fells not trees, but he fells people, right? He chops down or cuts down people. Okay. All right. So we have Gadai one, and then this name is like a different version of that name, right? Because of course you can't have everybody having the same name. You have different variations. Okay. So Gadainia. Okay. Gadainia, it says here warlike. I'm fine with, let me get a second reference over here, but I think that the definition matches, right? Gadai meaning to cut down, can refer to a warrior by, figuratively a warrior. If you're naming a child Gadainia, you could be naming him like a lumberjack, but you're more talking about in the warrior sense, to cut down the enemies. All right, H1441. Okay. It says my hewer. Okay, again, hew is another way of saying cut down. So warlike, says warlike right here. I think I'm cool to put that. And that's fine. So the ya at the end would be like how you'd say my. So my warrior, you could use it to say that. But I'm cool with warlike. I'm fine with warlike as a definition. It makes sense based on the origin. All right, so get back here. Put warlike here. I feel like it's just taking a second to update. All right, where are we at in this verse? That was the end of the verse. Let me see, is the next verse long? We'll get this next verse because it just goes over numbers. So if there's any numbers we don't have. All right, so wa tazaba'awa, wa pakwadyaham, ha kamasha, which is just another way of saying 5. All right, wa shalashim, which is and 30, so 35,000. Alap wa arabai ma'awat. So we already have all those numbers. We have 4, we have 100. No, we don't have arabai. We have 40. All right, so let me just put arabai here, which of course is the number 4. Okay. So yeah, that's I'm cool with that. All right, with that, I'm to close up the class. Let me see. Is there any questions? Let me see if there's any questions I've missed. All right, hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen for just a second. Go and see if there's any questions here. Okay. Somebody asked for it here. How come you don't trust the spelling, sound of the word, but you trust the meaning? Well, again, we went into the root words and what the root words mean, right? So you'd go into the root words and you decipher it from there. Like the oppressor, you know, as much as he will try, he can't change everything, right? So it's not just me trusting the meaning. You go into what the root is and you decipher it, all right? Also, shalom to Kwam Yasha'Allah. All right, shalom, Yahweh Shema Tabash Shai. Okay, with that, I don't think there's any other questions. With that, I'm too up to close out the class. All right, so what I'll do real quick, since we have time, let me read the announcements. All right, let's read the announcements. Get these up real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so these are the, the security announcements. All right, we are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Rules for a new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After that 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give that to the treasury department or the teacher. There's also a priest fund, which is a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory, but you can give whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The next one is Hanukkah, which is the Feast of Dedication. All right, it will take place on the 14th of December at 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. We'll be starting, at 7, as we usually do. All right, all Acumen and Aquath, remember to check the bulletin board in our hallway. And if anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. There's black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. And with that, I'm Madiam, so I'm going to go ahead and salute any brothers that may be watching. All right, let me tilt my thing a little more. So I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatham. All right, Yad Yamata. All right, then sisters stand. We'll salute the sisters. Okay. All right, ye men of Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema Alathan Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
All right, Yad Yamata. Class dismissed. Sorry, Christ. All right, thank you all for tuning in. Once again, I'll see y'all next week, next Saturday. Next Friday. So see y'all next Friday for the next Lashawan Qadash class. Check out all our classes, subscribe to all our pages. Check out On the End, which will be, live tonight after 9. And Real-Time Revelations, a show I do on TikTok every Sunday at 2 p.m. UK time. Make sure you catch that. With that, Israel, shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.